You know what burnout really feels like? It's not fire, it's frost. Showing up to your life frozen, scrolling LinkedIn at 11 p.m., comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel, having brilliant ideas that die in your drafts folder, being known as the capable one while feeling completely invisible. This podcast is your permission to melt and be seen exactly as you are. Welcome to Unapologetically Empower, the podcast where we stop shape-shifting to fit other people's expectations and start leading, earning, and living by our own design. I'm your host, Jennifer Damascus, businesswoman, investor, coach, mother, and a woman who's navigated more than a few identity reinventions of my own. And if you're a high-performing woman who's exhausted from proving yourself, silently wondering, is this all there is? While secretly Googling how to level up without being intimidating, this space is for you. So I didn't hit rock bottom in some dramatic fall apart moment. I hit it in the quiet in-betweens, like nodding through back-to-back meetings with a frozen smile, while silently wondering if this is all there is, or snapping at my partner for asking what's for dinner, when what I really wanted was for someone to ask me how I was doing. I was the high achiever, the fixer, the one everyone leaned on. But behind the scenes, I was running on fumes. I wasn't failing, I was functioning. And here's what no one tells you about ambition as a woman. The higher you climb, the more invisible you can feel. I was crushing it on paper, promotions, recognition, the works. But I was also rehearsing my voice 3 times before speaking up in meetings, writing posts and deleting them because my truth felt too much. Watching women with half my experience build personal brands while I perfected my LinkedIn bio for the 47th time. And according to McKinsey's 2023 Women in the Workplace study, 43% of women leaders are experiencing burnout compared to 31% of men. But here's what the research doesn't capture. The specific burnout of knowing you're meant for more visibility, more impact, more leadership, and feeling stuck between the woman you are and the woman you can see in your mind. That's the scariest kind of burnout. That's the kind that's invisible to everyone else, and eventually to yourself as well. I kept telling myself I should be grateful. After all, I had the title, the income, the full calendar, but the truth, I was exhausted from constantly proving myself in the boardroom, in my relationships, even in my own head. And the breaking point, I was in a Zoom meeting watching a colleague present my idea that I'd shared in a private conversation while I sat there silent. Not because I couldn't speak up, but because I trained myself not to. That night, I Googled how to be visible without being too much and realized I wasn't searching for a strategy. I was searching for permission. And until I stopped chasing someone else's version of success and started designing a life that actually felt like mine, that's what this podcast is about. Helping powerful women like you who are tired of shrinking, striving, and settling come home to themselves, to lead unapologetically, to earn in alignment, to live by your own design, not someone else's expectations. So if you're the go-to woman in every area of your life, the woman who gets things done, keeps it together, anticipates everyone else's needs, but behind the scenes, you're second-guessing yourself, tiptoeing around your truth, and quietly wondering when your turn is coming. If you're building something but hiding while you do it, if you have a message but your drafts folder is fuller than your feed, if you're successful but feel stagnant, knowing you're meant to lead but keep waiting for someone else to notice? You're in the right place. This is for the woman who's outgrown the version of success she was taught to want, who doesn't just want more money or more time, she wants more meaning, more alignment, more truth. Who doesn't lack ideas? She lacks the unshakable belief that her voice matters now, not when she's ready, and she's ready to stop proving and start owning. In this space, we'll unpack what it means to live unapologetically in power. You'll hear solo episodes like this, short, potent, no fluff truths that you can absorb in one walk or one glass of wine. And you'll also get long-form interviews with bold women who've redefined power, success, leadership, and wealth on their own terms. We'll talk about leadership without burnout, money without shame, boundaries without guilt, how to show up online without losing yourself offline, building authority that feels authentic, not performative, and reinvention without apology. You'll walk away with power prompts, real talk, and strategy that meets you where you are and calls you into who you're becoming. Because the answer isn't functioning instead of flourishing. It's designing a life where you can do both. So this week's power prompt is, what is your body telling you that your brain keeps trying to override? Where are you still functioning instead of flourishing? And complete this sentence. If I weren't afraid of being too much, I would. These are questions I come back to again and again. And to help me hold space for those reflections, I use the 5-minute journal from Intelligent Change. It's simple, it's elegant, and it gives your ambitious mind a place to rest while your truth rises to the surface. You can grab yours at intelligentchange.com and use my code unapologetic10 for 10% off. So if this first episode stirred something in you, if a part of you whispered, finally, if you felt that someone gets it moment, I invite you to stick around. Hit subscribe, share this with a friend who's been carrying too much for too long. I want to celebrate you showing up. And most importantly, come be part of the movement. Because it's time for women like us to rise, not by becoming someone else, but by becoming more of who we actually are. The world needs your voice, not the polished, approved by committee version. The real one, the one you've been saving for someday. This is Unapologetically in Power. I'm Jennifer Damascus, and your unapologetic era starts now.